November also only has one birth flower, although with a flower like this who needs another? We're talking about the ever-stylish chrysanthemum, which to the most extent symbolizes cheerfulness. Different colored chrysanthemums have different meanings though. A white flower symbolizes pure love and truth, a red flower says I love you like nothing else does, while a yellow flower is a symbol of unrequited love. November 3, 1957, was a historic day for both Soviet Russia and the world. It was on this day that the first spacecraft carrying a live passenger was successfully launched into space. The passenger was Lika the dog, an unassuming-looking stray pooch who had been found on the streets of Moscow. The Soviets used stray dogs in their tests because they assumed that they would be used to the hunger and cold that they would inevitably experience in outer space. A rather hairy spectacle occurs in various parts of the world including Australia, the US, and England every year in November. It's called Movember, and the idea is to raise money for charity by growing a mustache. Participants must shave on the first morning of November and grow their mustache throughout the month, with the ensuing amusement as an incentive for others to donate to a good cause. The beginning of the end of the War of Independence began on November 30, 1782, when a provisional treaty was signed between the newly formed United States of America and the Kingdom of Great Britain. The final treaty wasn't completed and signed until nearly a year later in Paris on September 3, 1783. Like all other months of the year, a number of famous and important people have been born in November. Some of the more notable people include Mark Twain, Leonardo DiCaprio, Winston Churchill, Kurt Vonnegut, and Scarlett Johansson. Those born in November can be born under one of two very different star signs. If you're born before November 23, then you have the sign of Scorpio. Those born on November 23 or later have the sign of Sagittarius. Scorpios are said to value trust and honesty above other things, as well as being quite intense yet imaginative people. Those born under the sign of Sagittarius are quite different, being energetic and idealistic, while also generous and open-minded. November is apparently the official month of banana pudding lovers. If you're not a big fan of pudding, don't worry. There are plenty of other things to celebrate this month, as November is also National Novel Writing Month, US, National Pomegranate Month, US, and National Adoption Month, US, among many others. On November 19, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address at the consecration of the National Cemetery at the site of the Gettysburg Battle. While Lincoln's speech was just 2 minutes long, it summed up everything important there is about democracy. Interestingly, Lincoln was in the middle of a minor bout of smallpox while he gave the speech, and looked drained and ghost-like. If month-long celebrations aren't really your thing, then check out National Cook for Your Pets Day on November 1st. Other fascinating days to celebrate throughout November include World Vegan Day, also on November 1st, Veterans Day on November 11th, US, National Button Day on November 16th, US, and National Cake Day on November 26th, US. William Shakespeare apparently wasn't all too fond of November. Hailed as one of the all-time greatest writers of English literature, Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets and 37 plays which are still in production today. In all of the works that Shakespeare wrote, the month of November isn't mentioned a single time.